between the mountain goats and yeah, here, a bit of the vibe here, to get a bit of vibe here. But I was also wandering over there listening to the growly heavy metal band, and I wondered how those guys are able to sing like Satan on a Saturday night. And I now know, it's a 9-hour flight across the Atlantic and 2 nights sleeping in a hotel room where you can't work out how to close off the air conditioner. Well, I don't usually sing with this growl. I have a kind of high falsetto, kind of somewhere around Marvin Gaye. At least that's what it sounds like to me. What are you saying? What language are you singing in? You bastards. I'll tell you this. I'm really pleased to be part of last weekend I was doing an anti-fascist gig in London. We have a real problem in Britain with a whites-only political party called the British National Party. They are a racist fascist party. They are led by a man who questions the veracity of the Holocaust. They are a genuine neo-Nazi party, and they are making a play for my hometown, which is where I grew up in East London, and it's heartbreaking. But the campaign, we have a general election, we have a national election coming in about 6 weeks, 7 to 8 weeks, and the campaign that we're going to fight against the fascists in my hometown is called Hope, Not Hate. And as this is called Harvest of Hope, I've been dreading accidentally saying to you all tonight how pleased I am to be here at Harvest of Hate. And it's been scaring the shit out of me. Now I've said it, it's gone, it's done. I won't say it now. I know exactly what I'm talking about. But for many of the young people who will be coming out to my hometown to put out leaflets, to talk to people about what it will mean if a neo-Nazi party takes over the local council in the town hall, if the mayor of our town is a racist, if the town hall, which controls the education system, they bring racist policies into the schools, they bring racist policies into housing, they bring their racist policies into health service, it will be devastating for the people of my town. And there are many young people, much like yourselves, who for the very first time, this is their first opportunity to genuinely confront the racists, to genuinely confront the fascists. And for an old rock against racism guy like me, it really warms me. It really warms me to hear your generation pick up that particular flag and march on with it. It wasn't always like this. When I was 19, I was working in the City of London in the office, in a bank office, and I was the office junior kind of. I was just out of school, and the men that I worked with, in their everyday language, they were racist, they were sexist, they were homophobic, and I knew this shit. What they were saying was wrong, but I was the only person. I thought, I was the only person who felt strongly about this. Nobody else seemed to give a shit. These guys were a bit older than me, so I never said anything about it, and so I was complicit in their verbal bullying. I just sat there. And then one day, the Clash were added to Rock Against Racism's first national demo, and I knew I had to be there. I knew I had to be there. So I went into the centre of London and we marched through the streets of the East End to Victoria Park in Hackney. When I got into the park, there were 100,000 kids just like me. And I knew then that this issue was going to define my generation. This was where we were going to make our stand, as the previous generation had defined themselves with the Vietnam War, and the generation before that in opposition to nuclear weapons. My generation, we were going to define ourselves in opposition to discrimination of all kinds. And I left that park that night, and I went to the subway station, and I was absolutely surprised that the trains were running on time. I got on the train, I went to my hometown, I got off, my hometown was there, it hadn't been destroyed. I went to my mum's house, and she made me the same liver and bacon she makes every Sunday night. The world hadn't changed, but my perception of the world had changed forever. Forever. I would not be standing here tonight if it were not for what happened in that park all those years ago. And when I went to work on Monday morning, well, fuck me, I knew I wasn't in a minority anymore. I knew I was in a majority in my generation, and I knew I was different from these racist arseholes I was working with. And that is the power that you have as a community, because the key thing you have to understand of what happened here, brothers and sisters, it wasn't the Clash that changed my world that day. They got me there. They did a very important thing. They engaged with me and they got me into the park. But what changed my attitude, my politics, my worldview, my perspective was being in that crowd, being with those people, being among people that believed in something, and something that I felt very, very strongly about. And that's something you've got to really understand, brothers and sisters, because whether we like it or not, music cannot change the world. It does an important job. It does a very important job. It makes us feel, as I felt in the park that time, that I was not alone. But ultimately, at the end of this evening, we sing these songs, we punch the air, we go away, nothing changes. Unless each of us in our own way do those individual things that we know are right, and we take those stands, and we push those issues, and we do that is how the world changes. Not by singing about it, but by doing it. And you know, it's very important you understand that only the audience can change the world. That's how it works. And the reason I'm still doing this years after I was in the park there, after my good looks have gone and my voice has gone all throaty, the reason why I'm still willing to travel thousands of miles to stand in the dark here with you is because you inspire me. You do a great thing for me. You help me to fight against my own cynicism. Because I see people like Tony Blair and I think, what's the fucking point? What's the point in doing this? It's a total letdown. And I know some of you now are already feeling a little bit that way about President Obama. I know some of you are feeling disappointed. I understand that. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you one thing. What's different from the last time I was in your country when George Bush was still president is that now we live in a world of possibilities, which we didn't live in before. And as long as he is in the White House, those possibilities will remain in play. The only thing that will stop those possibilities becoming reality, it's not the Republicans, it's not Glenn Beck or any of those arseholes. The only thing that will stop those ideas becoming reality, those possibilities becoming reality and changing the lives of millions of people in America is your cynicism. When you turn away and say, there's no point. When you step back and say, fuck it, they're all the same. When you step back and say, I don't care anymore, Glenn Beck becomes more powerful. That's what happens. The Tea Party become more powerful. When people like you, who come to a concert like this, are no longer prepared to get there and engage. And you don't have to salute the flag, you don't have to say how great the Democrats are, but you have to push, you have to engage, you have to get in there and encourage them with the toe of your Dr. Martin. Because you're never going to get a chance like this again. And when he leaves the White House, you'll look back and you'll think, what did I do? What did I do in that small window to make a real fucking difference? What did I do? And it's hard. I've had to spend the last 13 years fighting my cynicism whilst Tony Blair took us to war in Iraq. I still have to keep pushing those bastards because with his other hand, he gave us peace in Northern Ireland. I didn't think we'd ever see that in my lifetime. Would I swap this one? Would I swap this one for this one? No fucking way. I'm totally opposed to the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. But I am utterly grateful that we have peace in Northern Ireland. And that's the way it goes, brothers and sisters. It's not either or. You don't get it all the way you want. For those of you who thought getting him elected was the end of the game, wake up. That just got you on the pitch. Now he's the quarterback, and their offence are on him. What are you going to do? You're just going to stand there and say tough shit, or you're going to get engaged. My sense of the audience at these kind of gigs is that you will get engaged. And the only thing that brings me back here, all this way, to stand here in the dark, is my faith in your ability to change the world, every single damn one of you. Even you guys here, and you guys here, every single one of you. And that's what this song is about. It's about fighting your cynicism. It's about not giving in. It's about not letting Glenn Beck say what it means to be an American. It's about you standing up and declaring what it means to be a human being in America. I want to dedicate this to you with respect. It's called I Keep Faith.